So joining us now is Nunu Ntshingila, who is board chair of Women for Women International. The organization's vision is to build a world where all women can shape their own lives and realize their full potential. Ahead of the G20 Social Summit in Johannesburg, South Africa, Women for Women International is presenting insights gathered from nearly 3,000 women living through active conflict in Sudan, Mali, South Sudan, Nigeria, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, women whose voices are too often absent from policy discussions. Nunu, thank you for joining us. How are you this morning?
I'm very, very good. Thank you so much for having us.
Our pleasure. Talk to us about Women for Women International. The organization's vision is to build a world where all women can shape their own lives and reach their full potential. How do you propose that this vision be achieved?
Our main goal is to continue to make sure that are able to participate in the economy of the countries and the regions that they find themselves in. But most often we find that some of these regions are in conflict, or some of them are just post-conflict, and women have not had the ability to do that. So we operate in a lot of these countries, either post-conflict or some of them that are in current conflict. And what we try to do is to enable women to be able to participate in their economy. So through our programs, what we call Stronger Women and Strong Nations, Strong Women, Strong Nations, what we are able to do is literally give these women the opportunity to do that. We know that they're empowered already, but our role is really to give them the opportunity to participate in the economy. So it's through skills, it's through some of the programs that we run. So women come in and join us for a whole year and be able to gain the necessary skills to be able to run their own business, participate in their economy, and even participate in the mainstream economy. So really, it is about making sure that we go into these regions that are mostly conflict-ridden and be able to let women participate in the mainstream economy.
What can you highlight for us from those insights that you gathered as an organization from women living through active conflicts in countries like Sudan, Mali, Nigeria, and others?
What we've learned is that we've learned quite a lot. First and foremost, that when we have this conflict, that women are often excluded from what the post-conflict world would look like. And it is absolutely our belief that women need to be included in what any post-conflict world would look like. And we believe that if you do include women, peace is likely to sustain longer. If you do not include women, then the peace is normally fragile. Women are the backbone of some of these communities. So any peace that is being derived, or any peace that's going to come out of that conflict, needs to have women at the center. So that is the first and foremost. And then we've also learned that women in conflict and some of these posts face so much violence, economic exclusion. They face trauma. They also face really limited access to formal systems. And that's where our programs come in to be able to do that. So we've learned all of that. And we learned that peace and stability is absolutely important to economic growth. So that's why even here at the G20, together with the African Union and some of the organizations that are around here, we've said, yes, women are at the center of this, but can we make sure that we do not exclude some of the women that are in post-conflict zones?
As you talk to us about your Strong Women, Strong Nations program and how women need to be at the center of driving the economy, what impact could it be that is unlocked when women sustaining informal and survival economies get given equal access to capital and markets?
First and foremost, our research shows that 1 in 2 social enterprises that are run by women um, are part and parcel of this social economy. So 1 in 2 of those enterprises already are run by women. So it is absolutely important that we continue to fund that. And another message that we've brought here to this conference is the ability to back those social enterprises, because most of them are run by women. The social economy, we believe that it's not a marginal economy. It certainly supports millions and millions of jobs, and it fills the critical gaps in services, especially in some of these what we call fragile states. So absolutely, women-led enterprises, we need to invest in them. We believe that 90% of them reinvest some of their earnings into their families, into their communities, and lead to a much more thriving social economy around them. So we absolutely believe that financing is at the center of how we need to develop these economies and how we need to help these women develop their own economies.
In our previous chat, we heard from best-selling author, men's development expert and founder of Father and Nation, who goes by the name of Craig Wilkinson. I don't know if you caught that conversation. He holds the view that dangerous but good men are the key to ending gender-based violence. As you see it, how important are the active voices of men when it comes to the stand against gender-based violence?
So important. So what he was talking about, we found the exact same thing. So what we used to do before is run these amazing programs with women and leave the men behind. Now we actually do have a program to bring women to bring men into the conversation around how we need to improve women's lives. And through what we call our men's engagement program, we found that it does not make sense for us to continue to talk to women and they go back into their societies, into their homes and into their communities, and men do not understand where they are. So we absolutely believe that men's voices are critical, not only because of gender-based violence, just because so that they can understand the power of women working with men to be able to drive the economic prosperity of that community. So we absolutely believe that men's voices are critical. Men's engagement in women's issues is absolutely critical. So I couldn't agree with the previous speaker more. And it's something that we've tested in some of the countries that we work in. I attended a men's engagement program in Rwanda. It's just amazing to see the before and after once men get engaged in some of the women's programs.
Nunu, thank you so much again for your time and for the work you do there at Women for Women International.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Nunu Ntshingila is Women for Women International's board chair, lending their voice in the stand against gender-based violence. They have a program there called Strong Women, Strong Nations, where they believe that women should be at the center of economic activity. And of course, there are other visions that the organization holds, as you heard. 8:31 Central African Time. Let's get our news headlines. Here's Onele Ntsinzi.
SABC News.